Spinosaurus isn't just another dinosaur. It's one of the strangest and most controversial creatures to ever walk the earth. Bigger than the mighty Rex, it boasted a sail-like spine stretching down its back, a long crocodile-like snout, and teeth better suited to catching fish than tearing meat. It didn't look or behave like any other predator we know. For decades, scientists believed it walked upright and ruled the land, but over time, new fossil discoveries suggested something much weirder. Was it semi-aquatic? Did it paddle like a crocodile or wade like a heron? Each new theory turned the story upside down. What made Spinosaurus truly unique wasn't just its anatomy, it was how those bones fueled a century-long battle of ideas. Instead of solving the mystery, each fossil uncovered sparked new arguments. Paleontologists couldn't agree on its size, shape, or even how it moved. And as the scientific community remained divided, the public watched in fascination. This wasn't just a dinosaur, it was a puzzle that refused to be solved. Spinosaurus challenged everything we thought we knew about how predators looked and lived. And in doing so, it ignited one of the most heated debates in the history of paleontology. In 1912, German paleontologist Ernst Stromer made a historic discovery in the Egyptian Sahara: strange fossil bones that didn't match any known dinosaur. He called it Spinosaurus aegypticus. What he found: jaw fragments, vertebrae with tall neural spines, and other unique features suggested a creature unlike anything previously discovered. Stromer carefully documented the fossils and shipped them back to Munich. But his research was cut short by war. During World War II, a British air raid obliterated the museum housing Stromer's collection, reducing the only known Spinosaurus bones to rubble. This catastrophic loss left future scientists with only drawings and incomplete notes. For decades, no one could study the original fossils. The mystery of Spinosaurus deepened, and paleontologists were left to speculate. What did it really look like? How did it move? The lack of evidence allowed myths and misinformation to take root. Spinosaurus became a dinosaur of legend, part fact, part fantasy. Its story was frozen in time by a bomb, and that destruction created a scientific void. Every image or model that followed was built on assumptions, not bone. The destruction of the original fossils wasn't just a loss for one museum, it was a blow to our understanding of an entire species. With the real bones gone, the world turned to imagination. From the mid-20th century onward, museums and media portrayed Spinosaurus using rough guesses and artistic interpretation. Early reconstructions were based on partial remains and comparisons with other theropods, leading to depictions of a typical two-legged carnivore with a sail. These images found their way into textbooks, documentaries, and pop culture. In the absence of hard data, artwork became the authority. But there was a problem: much of it was wrong. Paleontologists were filling gaps with what made sense, often defaulting to a T-Rex-like body with a fancy spine. The unique features of Spinosaurus, its snout, spine, and potential aquatic adaptations were either misunderstood or ignored. These errors weren't just cosmetic, they shaped scientific thinking. Some paleontologists based real hypotheses on fake visuals. It created a feedback loop where art informed science, and science reinforced outdated art. Even now, many people still picture Spinosaurus as it appeared in books from the 1990s. But when better fossils began emerging, those images collapsed. The Spinosaurus we thought we knew was a myth, born from guesswork and glorified through art. And undoing that myth has proven harder than anyone expected. In the early 2000s, paleontologists began uncovering new Spinosaurus remains in the Kemkempe beds of Morocco, a site rich in prehistoric life. These discoveries culminated in a 2014 paper that shook the foundations of dinosaur science. A partially reconstructed skeleton, combined from multiple finds, revealed startling differences from previous reconstructions. Spinosaurus had short hind limbs, unusually dense bones, and a tail that looked built for propulsion. The authors made a bold claim. Spinosaurus was the first dinosaur adapted for life in the water. It may have swum through rivers, hunting fish with its crocodile-like jaws. The media ran wild with the news. The swimming dinosaur headlines shouted that everything we thought we knew was wrong. It was a scientific revelation, or was it critics' quickly voiced concern? Some questioned whether the fossils came from a single individual. Others argued the interpretation was premature, built on fragmentary evidence. The 2014 paper ignited more debate than consensus. And while it brought Spinosaurus back into the spotlight, it also highlighted the danger of big claims built on small bones. Rather than end the debate, this discovery poured fuel on the fire. The battle over Spinosaurus had officially restarted, and it was louder than ever. The aquatic Spinosaurus theory divided the scientific world. Supporters pointed to dense limb bones, tail structure, and nostril placement as evidence it spent much of its life in water. They envisioned a predator similar to a giant crocodile, swimming after fish and using its unique anatomy to dominate river systems. But skeptics weren't convinced. They argued that no dinosaur had ever evolved true aquatic adaptations. Could Spinosaurus really be the first? Some said the short legs made swimming harder, not easier. Others noted that the fossil record was incomplete, missing hands, feet, and full skulls. Could we really trust reconstructions built on fragments? Additional criticism came from biomechanics experts. They questioned whether the tail was strong enough to propel such a massive body. Still others pointed out that aquatic animals usually have broader feet or webbing features not found in Spinosaurus remains. As debates grew, so did public interest. YouTube videos, news articles, and fan forums exploded with theories. The dinosaur had become a pop culture icon again, but this time, with scientists fighting over its biology instead of Hollywood shaping its image. In science, controversy can be productive, but in the case of Spinosaurus, it became personal and sometimes downright combative. Then came Jurassic Park 3. In a shocking scene, Spinosaurus kills a T-Rex, cementing itself in pop culture as the new king of dinosaurs. For fans, this was outrageous. T-Rex had ruled for decades. How could an unknown fish-eating weirdo steal its crown? But Hollywood wasn't concerned with paleontology. The filmmakers wanted spectacle. Still, that one scene did lasting damage. It transformed Spinosaurus into a rival, not just in fiction, but in scientific discourse. The question shifted from what was Spinosaurus to could it beat a T-Rex? Scientists were dragged into debates they never asked for. Interviews, podcasts, and articles suddenly focused on dinosaur duels instead of real science. Fan wars erupted online, complete with memes, animations, and mock battles. While this brought dinosaurs back into mainstream conversation, it also blurred the lines between entertainment and evidence. Researchers found themselves having to clarify facts and debunk fiction, wasting valuable time. Some even avoided working on Spinosaurus entirely to steer clear of the drama. When Hollywood rewrites science, the consequences can echo for decades. Spinosaurus didn't ask to fight T-Rex, but in doing so, it became the center of a cultural storm it couldn't escape. Even as more Spinosaurus fossils were found, controversy only deepened. Some experts began to question the core assumptions behind the aquatic model. CT scans of the tail showed paddle-like features, but others saw flaws in the data. Was it built for thrust, or just flexible? What about the legs? Short, yes, but could they support walking on land? Or were they specialized for shallow water wading? Some paleontologists propose Spinosaurus moved more like a giant heron, stalking prey in riverbeds. Others likened it to a penguin or seal, but without more complete fossils, especially of the feet and pelvis, we may never know. Reconstructed skeletons varied wildly depending on who built them. Some made Spinosaurus look like a sleek marine predator. Others made it appear awkward and unstable. This inconsistency led to growing frustration. How could such different models come from the same bones? Critics argued that scientists were projecting what they wanted to see. The debate became less about what the fossils showed and more about how they were being interpreted. Was bias influencing reconstruction? Were researchers rushing to publish sensational theories before confirming their accuracy? Spinosaurus was no longer just a mystery. It was a mirror reflecting the scientific process itself. Behind the headlines and museum displays lies a more uncomfortable reality. The fight over Spinosaurus is also about status. In today's academic world, fame matters. So does funding. Researchers who uncover new fossils or publish bold theories attract grants, book deals, and media attention. And Spinosaurus, with its strange anatomy and high-profile mystery, is a golden ticket. But this has led to professional jealousy and fierce rivalries. Accusations of cherry-picked data, flawed reconstructions, and rushed publications have filled scientific journals and conference halls. Some scientists claim their colleagues are more interested in headlines than hard evidence. Others say the gatekeeping of top journals makes it hard to challenge mainstream views. Behind the scenes, egos clash. Some researchers have even refused to collaborate, fearing their work will be misused or overshadowed. The academic system rewards novelty, not necessarily accuracy. And with a creature as enigmatic as Spinosaurus, that pressure can lead to speculation dressed up as fact. The result: progress stalls and debates grow toxic. Instead of coming together to solve a puzzle, experts retreat into camps. The Spinosaurus debate has become a case study in how science, when influenced by pride and politics, can turn inward and eat itself. The public loves dinosaurs, and Spinosaurus is no exception. Its strange features, disputed identity, and Hollywood fame have made it a fan favorite. This interest drives museum visits, science documentaries, and crowdfunding for expeditions. In many ways, public fascination keeps paleontology alive, but it also adds pressure. Scientists are now expected to not only publish peer-reviewed papers, but also entertain, explain, and defend their findings online. With social media, a single fossil can become a viral event. Spinosaurus, with its evolving identity, has become clickbait gold. But that exposure can distort the science. Complex theories get reduced to oversimplified headlines. Nuance is lost. Debates get amplified, often without context. Researchers face public backlash when their ideas are challenged or revised. Some paleontologists now write cautiously, fearing controversy more than error. While public engagement is vital, it must be balanced with integrity. Scientists must remain transparent without becoming performers. And audiences must be curious without demanding certainty where none exists. Spinosaurus is a reminder that public attention can be a double-edged sword. It can fund science or derail it. The challenge lies in harnessing that energy to support discovery, not distort it. So after all the arguments, scans, and fossil hunts, what do we really know? Surprisingly little. Spinosaurus remains one of the most mysterious dinosaurs ever discovered. Was it aquatic, semi-aquatic, or a land-based predator with strange features? Was it built for speed or stealth, strength or strategy? Even its full size and body shape are still debated. New fossils may one day provide clearer answers, but until we find a near-complete skeleton, something extraordinarily rare, we're left with theories, models, and educated guesses. That doesn't mean the science has failed. On the contrary, it's working exactly as it should. Science thrives on uncertainty. It's a process of continuous questioning, testing, and revision. Spinosaurus challenges us to think critically, to examine evidence carefully, and to remain open to change. That's the beauty of it. Maybe we'll never have a perfect picture. Maybe Spinosaurus will always be a riddle. But in chasing that answer, we learn more not just about dinosaurs, but about how science works, how knowledge evolves, and how stories are shaped. In the end, the real legacy of Spinosaurus may not be its body, but the questions it forces us to keep asking.